You wake up motivated. You've got your new journal, a podcast in your ears, a list of habits you swear you'll stick to. Cold showers, no sugar, 3 hours of deep work. You're a machine. Until you're not. By day 5, you're tired, stressed, behind on your new optimized routine, and now you're not just exhausted, you're disappointed in yourself. Welcome to the dark side of self-improvement. Because here's what no one tells you. The obsession with growth can become a trap. And a Harvard study just confirmed it. Let's unpack how self-help went from helpful to harmful and what you need to watch out for. It starts with the illusion of control. Self-improvement promises control. You read the books, follow the gurus, build your routine, and it feels like you've finally got your life in order. But that feeling, it's often just a mask. According to a Harvard meta-analysis on goal setting and personal development, most people in the self-improvement cycle aren't actually solving problems. They're avoiding them. You think you're growing, but you're just micro-optimizing around your real issues. Example, you build a morning routine with 7 steps, but you're still stuck in a job you hate. You track your macros religiously, but avoid uncomfortable conversations in your relationship. You meditate daily, but never deal with the root of your anxiety. Improvement becomes a distraction, a socially acceptable form of running in circles, the self-improvement high. Here's the thing, growth feels good at first. New habits, new routines, new tools. It gives you a dopamine rush. You feel like you're taking control. But according to the Harvard study, this effect wears off fast. The researchers found that people who chase self-help consistently reported higher levels of stress, guilt, and burnout than those who didn't. Why? Because when your identity becomes someone who's always improving, failure to improve feels like a personal failure. You don't just skip a workout, you betray the image of who you're trying to become. You're not building discipline, you're building pressure, and that pressure breaks people. Perfection in disguise. Self-improvement tells you to aim higher, do more, be better, all good things until they turn toxic. Because underneath it, many people aren't trying to grow, they're trying to become perfect. And perfection is a bottomless pit. There's always a new book to read, a new system to install, a new next level to chase. You're never done, never enough. Always one breakthrough away from finally being worthy. That's not growth. That's a treadmill. The trap of identity. When your self-worth is tied to improving, you lose the ability to be still, to reflect, to accept where you are. And that's where the real damage happens. You start measuring everything. Hours slept, calories eaten, tasks checked, pages read, steps walked. You become a walking progress bar. And when the numbers don't rise, you crash. The study found that obsessive self-trackers, people who constantly measure their habits, had higher anxiety and lower satisfaction with their progress than those who didn't. You're trying to become better, but all you feel is behind. The productivity comparison loop. Let's talk about YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, the here's my daily routine, flex culture. You see someone waking at 4:30 a.m., meditating, running, journaling, deep working, eating clean, doing cold exposure, and you start thinking, am I even trying? But here's the punchline. You're comparing your life to someone else's highlight reel of their best day. And even worse, most of them aren't even doing it consistently. They filmed it once. You feel the pressure every day. This constant comparison creates what psychologists call toxic benchmarking. You can't even feel good about your own progress because someone online always seems to be doing it better. So now you're improving, but also doubting, stressing, and overanalyzing. That's not freedom. That's mental debt. So, should you just give up on growth? Not at all. But you need to change how you improve. Here's the smarter, saner way to grow without losing your mind. 1. Make peace with being unfinished. You will never be a finished product. That's the point. Stop trying to complete yourself like you're a game level. Instead, aim to enjoy the upgrade process, even if it's messy. 2nd, stop solving imaginary problems. Don't build a routine for problems you don't even have. Focus on what's blocking you right now. Is it sleep? Focus? Clarity? Solve that. Then move on. Third, build enough goals. You don't need to be the most productive person alive, just productive enough to build the life you want. Beyond that, you're chasing ego. Fourth, design for recovery. Growth without recovery is just damage. Add rest. Add play. Burnout doesn't make you stronger. It resets your progress. 5. Measure less, reflect more. You don't need a dashboard for your life. You need awareness. Write down what's working, what's not, how you feel. Once a week is enough. 6. Choose depth over stacking. Don't chase 10 new habits at once. Pick one, go deep, make it automatic, then add another. That's how real growth compounds. Final thoughts. The Harvard researchers found that self-improvement is healthiest when it's grounded in self-acceptance, not self-rejection. That means you improve not because you hate where you are, but because you respect yourself enough to grow from here. If your growth journey feels like a constant war, you're doing it wrong. Improvement shouldn't feel like punishment. It should feel like alignment. So stop trying to be perfect. Stop trying to catch up. And stop letting better become the enemy of okay. Because the goal isn't to become someone else. The goal is to become more you, with less friction, less noise, and more peace. Hit subscribe if you're done chasing trends and ready to grow for real.